Hello, and reporting from Windansea Beach here in San Diego, just in the neighborhood of La Jolla, or most people like to call it Windansea. So I'm out here to see if I can make some art today. As you can already see from the background, it's overcast. There's not going to be a lot of color today for sunset, but my thought is today is to make some abstracts and see what actually I can produce, even though this is not the normal colorful sunset conditions that I'm looking for. So let's see what I can create. Alright, so here's one of the scenes that I'm thinking of right now. Basically what I'm really liking is this little formation, this line that you kind of see here, kind of leading out to that rock. I'll see if I can get a good composition of it, but I'm thinking with the water coming in here, it can make a nice, like, you know, long exposure and hopefully some forms. Just like a wave like that, I think would be perfect. And I would get it while it is retreating back out into the ocean. And I think that would make a great shot. So let's check it out. Here is the composition that I currently taking. My initial composition I was thinking of didn't really work out with the lens that I was using. I am currently using a 16 to 35 Canon lens f4, and then I've attached some filters to the front of it, some leaf filters. I have a 2-stop as well as a 2-stop gradual, which basically makes the top part here a little bit darker than the bottom part, which you can see here it's a little bit more clear, whereas the top part's a little bit more dark. And I've done that so I can slow down this scene a little bit more because it wasn't working out the way I originally composed it. And so with the wider lens, I decided to come in a little bit closer. And the other thing to notice is, I think initially I was thinking that the waves would look good going out, but what I found while watching and observing is that a lot of that white water that you're seeing right there actually goes away as it is going out and retreating back out in the ocean. So what I found is the opposite. As the waves are coming in, that tends to form a lot more motion. And so I'll show you some of those photos. But I'm really liking the scene because the moss that you see on the left and right provides a nice little line and some color as well. And then with the motion of the water coming in, as like here, it provides, you know, a lot more artistic vision to the shot. And when I mean by artistic vision, it's just, it makes a shot look a little bit less than ordinary, if that makes sense. So, there you go. Current settings I have for this particular shot is ISO 100, aperture set to 11, and a shutter speed of 0.3. And hopefully that will get some good shots, just like this. Check this out, and voila. Cool. So I found my next shot, and basically what I am looking at right now is I'm trying to compose roughly this composition and trying to get the waves to crash into the rocks and make a slight long exposure just to kind of capture that motion in there. And we'll see. I'll show you what it looks like through the camera. As you can see, that's the view from the camera. And what I'm trying to do is get those waves to crash into that and then capture it just like that. And hopefully I'll get a few. I might have to composite 2 shots together to get the shot, but I think it's worthwhile. All right, so what I am doing is I'm waiting for this shot to kind of happen. And the thing, in order for me to get that shot, is I have to pay attention to these swells. or the waves as they crash in, because if you watch this one, it's gonna crash into there and it's gonna make a nice crash. So that would have been a great exposure if I got that. So that is the key for this particular shot that I want. It is to capture these waves to crash here, and we'll see. And so what I've also done at the moment before I started recording this is I zoomed in a little bit just to get that wave right there that you see crashing in, just to get a little bit more detailed shot there. So let's see what I can get. So I found myself another spot just a little bit north of where I was earlier, and what I'm actually after is this nice panoramic view. And the camera's set up right now. Camera set up right now to kind of get this whole entire shot, and we will see if I can get it. It's a little bit challenging, but hopefully things will turn out. As well as, if you pay attention, there's some really nice cloud texture here that I'm hoping to get as well. So let's see what I can get. So there is the view that I have for the camera. I found myself another spot because I like the composition. I'll show you. I love this composition here. You get this little rock here that kind of forms a border behind that, and you have these rocks that kind of form a nice little frame, and then when you get the water in, and as you get it retreating, it creates these beautiful little flow segments. I don't know what we're gonna call it, but basically the exposure, you get these really beautiful lines as the water retreats back into the ocean. My gosh, I can't even talk on this vlog. And I'm also very lucky that there happens to be some people there that can kind of hold down the shot a little bit more, and we'll see. But the challenge of all of this so far has been getting the timing right. Not all waves when it crashes look good. Like this one actually is a quite good one. Well, this one's okay, but there have been some that have been more spectacular, and as much as I would hate to admit, sometimes it's just, you just kind of shoot and pray, and hopefully you get the shot. So yeah, but that is the shot that I'm working on right now. As I'm standing here, let me tell you about a few of the pieces of equipment that I'm using today to do some of the photography. All right, so some of the pieces of equipment I'm using today, I'm using some filters. These are Lee filters. Currently, I have a 2-stop full, meaning it kind of covers everything. And then on front of that particular element, I have a 2-stop gradual. Again, it means from it's dark and it gets really light here on the bottom, as well as this holder. I'm also shooting with a Canon 16-35 f4, a Canon 5D Mark IV, as well as a Benro tripod that I've had for years. And most importantly, I am using one of the first remotes I've ever purchased, hence why they have a lot of this blue tape on it. But that is basically everything I'm using. And having a sturdy tripod, and this little cord thing is from Topo Designs. It helps every once in a while to keep things secure. And that is just a quick, quick tidbit of the equipment I'm using. And I'm also using a ball head to help with making my camera stable. And that's about it. that's gonna wrap up today's adventure out here at Windansea Beach, and hopefully I got some good shots. So we'll see how that goes, and I'll develop it at home. But thanks for joining me for another photography adventure as I go around San Diego and abroad to do some photography and share along the adventure. So appreciate you so much, and stay tuned for more adventures to come. All right, have a good one.